Hey everybody, I want to talk about reanimation protocols for Necrons. Now let's just pretend that these orcs here are Necrons, because I don't have Necrons. I just have Dark Eldar orcs and half-ass collection of Space Marines. So these guys here are Necrons, and standard rule for the Necrons reanimation protocol is that any models that are removed when they come back in the next movement phase to reanimation protocol have to be placed back in 2-inch coherency of an existing model. So these guys that are here, and you can't, so like this guy just came in, so I cannot put another model within 2-inch coherency to this model. It has to be 2-inch coherency to the model behind them. So get these guys all the way around these existing models, and they can't be within an inch of an enemy model. And that was a question that I had asked in our game last Saturday, if they were allowed to go with 1 inch, and it said in combat it was okay, but it doesn't say anything about combat in the reanimation protocols. So that would be a big fat no. So what happens here is that, as I'm playing around with the macro, is that, so it has to be within 2-inch coherency of a model that's already existing. It has to be 1 inch away from an enemy model. Now for melee armies, this is going to be easy. You can see I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units here for combat, charging in combat, and I've already combated. I've already charged into an orc army with 9 units, I think, when I played against orcs with my Dark Eldar. So it's not impossible to do, and it doesn't. One trick is that, and it's kind of dirty pool, is that they don't really state anything about facing sides when you're charging with your vehicle. So you could charge with your width of your vehicle into your unit, into the enemy unit, pile in these guys over here, or charge, I should say. Get all these guys in, and I'm just going to push stuff around like so. And then you do your combat. So say we kill 7 Necrons for some reason. That's the best we can do. So we just killed 7 Necrons. Now the important thing, this is where I screwed up on, well, it wouldn't have mattered anyway because we were allowing units to be deployed with 1 inch of the enemy model. But at this particular point, once you kill these guys in your melee, you definitely want to consolidate in, because the whole point of consolidating in is to close that gap in which reanimation protocol can allow models to come in. So if we look at this mess, say the guy's got 7 reanimation protocols, rolls and gets 5, so we got 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. Well, I really don't think you're gonna get 5 guys in there. You can get 1 guy in that gap, and that's about it. Because like really these witches would have been like that, and even if they weren't like that, there's no way that you can get a model with in place and not be outside of an inch. So out of those 7 models, or the 5 models that I should say that he or she rolled to get back in for reanimation protocols, they're going to get 1 model in. So that's going to be the easiest way for melee units to close the gap on reanimation protocol against Necrons. I'm going to cut here and reset this stuff and be right back. Okay, so we got everything back out. Now this is going to be a slower process, but for shooting armies like Tau and Imperial Guard that don't really like to get into melee, or even Necron versus Necron possibly, this is the other alternative to help close the gap on the reanimation protocol. So during your movement phase, try to do your best you can to move within 2 inches of your opponent. Stay outside of that inch. So just like this, move things in, stay outside of that inch, because you don't want to charge them, but you can't be within an inch based on the rules. Shoot some guys, say we get rid of some guys here during the shooting phase against the Necrons. Alright, so we killed 6 models for whatever reasons. They do reanimation protocol, they get 2 guys in. So put 1 here, put 1 here, and then the rest of the guys, they don't come in. During your next movement phase, just try to move in as most as you can, keeping that 1 inch away, so like 1 inch and 1/8, because you have to be outside, not within. So be 1 inch and 1/8 away, just to play it on the safe side for debates, and then kill some more guys. Say we did better. Now we got let's see, 3, 6, 9. So we killed say the guy gets the Necron player gets all 9 back. Say they get all 9 back. Now they're gonna have to really stay tight to any existing model in order to get those reanimation, because you can't move the models that are there, because you have to deploy these guys before movement phase, so you can't move models to make room. So you got to try to get these guys in as tight as possible and still stay. So like, I'm going to say that one's a little too close, so you can't put them there. Put 1 there. Alright, so managed to get all 9 guys back in. That's pretty good. But now, say they shoot stuff, and hopefully you don't lose anything, but maybe you lose like a guy here, lose a guy here, we'll lose a guy here, we'll lose 2, we'll lose 3 Mandrakes for some reason that their cloaks didn't help them. During your next movement phase, you just try to keep moving that gap in. I mean, I'd be surprised that the Necron player wouldn't charge you, but you never know. They might not want to be in melee combat with your army. But then you kill some more guys. Say you do really good killing guys. And then during the next phase, say that out of all these guys here, not including the dead Dark Elder models, but all these guys here, we only get 3 guys back. And we got some room here, so we can put them like that. Now during your next movement phase, just get in tighter. Shoot some more guys. Like I said, this is really a slow process, but it can work. Got all these guys. Say the Necron player gets all of them back for some reason. Well, there's really not going to be any way for the Necron player to get all these models back. Even trying to get them as tight as possible. Yeah, you might be able to get 1 guy right here. That's about it. See, it's getting kind of tight. Maybe we might be able to squeak 1 right in here. I'll give him that. Maybe we can get another 1 right here. Yeah, it's a little tight, but I'll give it to the player. So meanwhile, you just, by closing in the gap, you just denied 1, 2, 3, 5 more Necrons from getting in. Even though the Necron player got all these in reanimation protocol, can't place them in because there's no space. They'll get a chance to try to place them in next turn if there's space available for them. But if you can keep closing in that gap, it'll make it harder and harder for Necron reanimation protocols to proc and activate. I mean, they activate, but I mean, the placement will be harder and harder. Like I said, this will be easier for melee units because you deny that space by piling in. Once you take out a gap of guys shooting, you charge in, kill some more models, you pile in, you're closing in that gap so much more easier than a shooting army. But that definitely is the way how to stop a reanimation protocol, is just to deny them the space to bring more models in. They can keep trying each turn, but as long as you keep that gap down, no models will come in. Alright, hope this is helpful to some of you players. Again, like I said, this is more easier for melee armies than shooting armies, but maybe shooting armies might use more of their melee units in this particular case for this reason. Thanks for watching.